Great, everybody. We are in the Match Lab Coding session. Today I'm taking the seat of James, but I'm just my intention is to share some testing that I was doing with to some Match features, new features that are really good to build apps and make the lives of the developers easier in some way. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. If we go to the Match website, um, and if we go to the sections, in these two menus, we can find this all these APIs. And the basic idea is those are pieces of code. It's just my perception. Pieces of code of snippets of code that basically in association with a service like, for example, Maestro or Blockfrost or all of these indexers, they bring all the data and information that is needed to in the dApps, and also can inject information in the blockchain. All this stuff, this coding and the using of the indexers avoid the necessity of more complex infrastructure like nodes or databases or something like that. So all this, okay, all starts with, or I started in this case, with this is the repository where we can find all these APIs. And okay, this is I'm gonna share oh, okay, here. I'm gonna share in the chat the repository. This repo contains all the APIs that you can find in this section, these transactions graph, customized transactions. Yeah, and okay. Uh, what was my process? I go to this to this repo initially, and I found the repo in my local machine, and here this is the repo, and all this contains all the files. And after that, I went to to the to the VS Code with the traditional code, the traditional code that. And this repo is like a dApp, like a simple dApp based on full of buttons, where when you click on each button that initiate a function, a transaction, a specific transaction. In this point, I just study study the basic one of the basic ones, that is the send funds to oneself. This is a basic transaction. When you send funds to your own address, send from your address, and you return that money to your own their value to your own address. Okay, and once I'm here, I simply open a terminal here, and I I write yarn dev inside when I'm inside of the folder of the project. Uh, and once there, I just go to and open the local my local my local host, and I we and this appears. Each one of these buttons are transactions. I studied just this kind of transaction because the rest is I'm in the process of understanding how all these APIs works, but it's a good start. And okay, and if I go here to these developer tools, the tools I can, because this is just a kind of initial DApp, initial concept of a DApp, where you just have you develop first the backend and the functions and all the code of the transactions. After you have some assurance that all the app makes all that you pretend, all that you want, you you go to the next phase, and the next phase is the front end. Make some give some structure to the front end. But for the moment, this shows us this display us just a DApp with just the transactions. So if I go here, and that's the reason why the develop this console is used for the communication between the user, us, in the code and the DApp. And if I go to send fund to self myself, I obtain this TX hash. That indicates that all is in this function, at least all is working good. And if I go to, okay, I can go to Cardano scan, for example, and verify that this in effect this send value from my wallet and return that value to my wallet. This is from the outside, but from the inside, that is the important thing in this conversation. Is this we have here all the project, all the repository that you clone from this place, and there you can start to see some common things. After we saw this display, this screen with buttons, just buttons, you start to understand, okay, how this DApp is built. This is the index. The index is the main page where all the requests of the user come. And if we go to the end, we can see this section when all the buttons. We can find all the buttons that this return from this return. This section is simply the buttons that we can see here. But the functions behind each one of those buttons are this one. Okay, for example, my button of this, my today's case is send fund to self, this function. And if we go here, we can find here the function, the starting of the function. This is send fund to self. But in reality, this is not the function. This is just the capture of the capture of data and the return of data. The return is this console log, this TS hash that we saw in this case. And this part is the capture of the information of the data that we need to start this function, this transaction, this kind of transaction. So where those transactions are? If we go here to this in these same pages, in these transactions, in transactions, we can see this TypeScript file demo. This is all and in this file contains all the transactions, all the code that give shape to the transactions. And if we go again, we return to the index TSX, we can see that this demo is being imported into this page, transactions demo, and all the content of that files or of that file is important. Is being imported to this index. In that way, the index and the transactions are connected, communicating each other. Okay, in transactions, if we go here, I can search this. This is send fund to self, and here I can see the body of all the transaction, the simple transaction. We have here the TX-ins, the TX-outs, the TX-outs, the change address, and if we remember how the Cardano CLI works and how the structure of the body of the transactions that we send through Cardano CLI are, we can see some similarities. In the Cardano CLI, we have bodies of transactions that are composed by TX-ins, by TX-outs, by a change address, and mainly this part. The Mesh team includes in this package includes the signing key, and as we know, and when we are in the Cardano CLI, the building of the transaction and the signing and the submitting of the transaction are in different phases. But here, Mesh put all of this in one single package, in one single structure. The building and the signing. The submitting is here, I guess. I'm exploring all this stuff initially, but I think that the building and the signing of the transaction are in a single function, in a single transaction. So this is sent to this this index, and this oh, okay, this here, the the data received by this index is used by this function in this part. This part makes all the logic and all the workings to between the blockchain and this code. This is I think this is the reason why this is called the lower level APIs, because through this code, uh, these APIs have a direct relationship with the blockchain without the need of a node installed in your local machine, or the need of having a, a node in other places. You can see you can make all of this just with an indexer and indexer service like Maestro or Blockfrost or any others, and just this code, just these pieces of code. I think this is my intuition. I think maybe if you please, if you have some additions to all these things that I'm saying this moment, please, please take the seat, take the micro. Uh, okay, and those, for example, for this is one of the this is one of the low-level APIs for just a simple transaction. I think we could change in this section this wallet address. We could change this wallet address for other address, and this change address could be my own address. So in general, this is not only for send funds to myself, but send funds to many other people in a simple transaction. So this is the API, and so the API receives the data that is captured for this index. The index sends this information to these transactions in this demo, and returns after that returns the result, the final result, and with this return hash, TX hash. This is the TX hash that we can see here in this part. I think this is basically the whole communication that we have between the the the, the code that have a direct contact with the user, is this the index, and the transactions, or these APIs that are built that live in this demo file. And I think there is a constant communication between these two files, the index and the transactions. This demo in the transactions folder. Um, uh, okay, if we go here to this again to this index, we can see here, and if we go here you go to the match website, we can see this. This is the first piece of code that they present, and this is I think this is they manage this in a really in a good way, orderly way. I don't know. Okay, but first, this is the first piece of code, is how you have to go to a service like Maestro, for example, and you have to open an account, and this is my account. Here I have here my account, and so to using to use to use these APIs, the first thing you have to do is open an account on Maestro or BlockTrust or all other service of your preference, and obtain this API key. I did it, but in this moment I think this is out of service, so I don't know what happens in this moment. But one, I opened my account and no, I know why it's happened. Login with GitHub. I don't know why, but with you open an account with GitHub is in Maestro is all goes well. But if you open your account with GitHub with Google or your or other options, this this is this goes not too good. Here I have here. This is the first that you see when you open an account in Maestro. In this case, after that, I go to this is a free account, so I have the option of only a single project, only a single project. So this is the project, and here, and once you open a project, you are assigned the key, the API that you need. So you go, you copy the API key and paste it in your environment local. When you clone the repository, you have after that you have to create this file called that env.local. So this contain the local variables that the program needs to make all these calls to Maestro and the internal calls that they did with that the program make with the many parts of the program. So first you go to Maestro and open an account and copy the key, and you can put that key in a notepad, for example. Meanwhile, you go and you have to you make a new file called environment local, and you configure your local environment, your environment variables. Those are this is the format of that file. Okay, here here. Okay, this is the file. So you have here the public key. This is just for educational purposes because in the real life you shouldn't show this to the people, but this is the signing key that you obtain through CLI. This is a wallet. This is not a wallet, a browser wallet. This is a CLI wallet. So you have to use the CLI to obtain this address. But to obtain this address, you need to first obtain the private key and the public key. This local environment file asks you just the signing key. So you go to your CLI and you generate a pair of keys, and with those pair of keys, you generate the address, and after that, you go and paste here the signing key. This is the signing key of this keyboard hex that that is inside of that file that is generated by the CLI. And this is the address. You copy and paste the copy the address from the CLI in your local machine and paste it here. And there you can, and after that you copy and paste your key. Okay, no problem. You can change this key whatever in any moment. So that's the environment. I, I'm 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 talking about this to because this is the process that I follow to to use these lower level APIs from a mesh. And once you have these local environments, your this file in the place, this file goes here after in talking about the hierarchy. This file goes here after the okay, not inside a file, but outside of a file in this main categorization. And once you have that, that's it. Because you just you the only thing you have to do is using the code in your for this demonstration, of course. But I think if you build your own project using Next.js or React or a React project, for example, you can take pieces of this code and incorporate it into your own project. But for this demo offers you the general view of how how this all these APIs can work in in a single package in a single in a single program. I think that not all the dApps have the need these functions need need for example need simple functions. Some dApps are focused on complex transactions, like for example uh, um, mint tokens or mint tokens, or for example, the dApps that are talking only with with smart contracts, for example. So you, as developer, you can choose what you need for your project. And okay, and after that, that's it. That's it. You have in place your Maestro API key. You have in place your wallet address and your signing key. And after that, you just launch the talking about just this project. You launch the project with Yarn using Yarn dev, as I did in this case Yarn dev. And I think before that you have to use here you have to use um, okay I can is you have to use first yarn install to make all the process of the pack all the to build all the dependencies of the project. After that, you go and you do a yarn build. Again, this is part of the process of building the project. Get the dependencies that you need to give a structure to the project. And okay, thinking a little bit. I don't know why all the time, each time that throws me an error, but I don't know. I don't know why I have to verify later. And after that, yarn depth. And I go to the 3000. This is the same. This is the same. Yeah. And that's it. Oh, yeah, okay, it's open. And after that, I go here and in tools, developer tools. And I go here and I try send font to myself. And that's it. This is all my story. I think that my next steps will be go through this index again and study the rest of the functions of the transactions. I'm here, and you can see here, for example, some things. For example, here you have the APIs, the API key from Maestro, and this is the piece of code that call to your make the call to your environment, local environment, your local variables. Uh, and here you have, for example, you have here this function that uh, go to using Maestro. Using Maestro, go and fetch all the UTXOs, the UTXOs that UTXO that have this wallet address. This wallet address, the UTXOs of this wallet address. And this wallet address is this that come from your local variables. This wallet address. And again, okay, and all these APIs, all these match APIs uh, execute three main functions. This is the fetch using Maestro. The APIs fetch data from the blockchain, and using Maestro again, they submitted as I submitted this transaction. This API submitted the transactions to the blockchain, and this evaluator, I'm not sure what is uh, here. Okay, here we have submitted an evaluator, perform random execution, and optimization. Okay, this is more complex, but the basics, the two basic functions are fetch and submit, and you can see here the that this match EX builder uh, is composed by these functions. And I don't know. That's all my journey from in this area of the with these lower level APIs. In my opinion, are really useful. They are really useful to you don't need to deal with many things. For example, you don't need a node, a Cardano node. You don't need a Cardano CLI. You just play with the indexer, the third-party indexer like Maestro, for example, and that's enough to build your own app. This 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 in this website you can find all the code that you need to build the transactions and build the not only the transactions but the the shell that goes outside of this transaction, the code that goes that receives the data that of the user and take that data to build the transaction. This so all that stuff you can find it in this repo. You just have to clone the repo and start and I think this is open source. Maybe as this is open source, so you can use the code that you need to build your own your own product or service. And that's it. And if you have questions, if I can help you with that, no problem. And that was it for now. But I started because these APIs have more complexity. This is the only the basic, and but Maestro is really good, really good. Bringing the data that you need to put it in the transactions is really efficient. So congratulations to Maestro, and congratulations to Mesh because this makes easy the lives of the developers.
Sebastian, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm not familiar with Maestro. Maestro allows me to create a B key and S key without running my local node,
Um,
or I
and
have to create the B and S key with my local node, and I don't know.
I had a problem when I was playing with all of this. I had the problem of with I had a problem with my node. Okay, bye, Steve. Thanks for coming. I had a problem an internal problem with my node. So and I needed my node to get
This key.
this pair of keys. And I tried with Maestro, but I think I don't know, Lucas, if in some way Maestro has an endpoint to build an address with the pair of keys that are needed to this. But the usual process is through the CLI. I know I had an S key, a private key, and an address in some notes from in my computer. I
Okay.
use it to this. But I think I tried and I tried an endpoint a Maestro endpoint to build these signing keys. But at the end of the day, the Cardano CLI is the usual suspect for this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I also
Hi
want to
everyone.
ask you something. In the last class, we were querying the blockchain using the Dandelion,
Yeah.
and I think the server is not working right now. Is any other option, another server that I can use to query the blockchain and get information from, I don't know, for whatever I need, like a policy ID or something like that?
Yep. Hello. I'm
Hi,
Lucas.
Lucas.
I'm with Maestro actually. Congratulations to Sebastian for the presentation. And like you were saying, congratulations for Mesh for putting this together. Um, so to the question that you're asking, Maestro, what it does is like we literally run the nodes and we expose all the information. We index everything, like you were saying, just a policy ID or assets or anything. If you go through the links that I just shared on the chat, you have all our documentation with all the endpoints. So it's similar to Dandelion, but it's a bit more like as a software as a service type of thing. Um, and that has its advantages as well in terms of being a bit more reliable and performant. But you need to pick a bit of like Mesh, for example, is good because it allows you to toggle between the providers. In Mesh, you can have several different providers. You can just have keys for different providers and use those to feed for Mesh as a data provider. So let me know if I can help with anything else.
Yeah, and Dandelion is in process of being revamped, so we are working on that.
That's
But
great.
yeah, Lucas has nailed it.
Oh, and by the way,
So
there's also one endpoint, the last one that I shared on the third link I shared, is we actually have a wallet API that generates a
yeah,
wallet.
yeah,
But it's the type of thing that you need to understand what you're doing. We don't hold those keys. We just generate and send it over to you because it's practical. We had at least one customer that asked for this, but as you understand, it is very sensitive information, and you may want to generate them locally as well. It's a decision that you can do. From our side, as we say in our documentation, we don't keep those keys at all, and so you can use it, especially for development purposes. It's a good option.
yeah. That's a good point because for security reasons, it's better the CLI to
Mhm.
generate the pair of keys. I guess I was testing that endpoint, the wallet manager,
Okay.
the generate
Yeah,
wallet.
it's great to know that Dandelion's being worked on. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to see what comes out.
yeah. We are working on that with Roberto and James. James, both are working on that. So I think in the
Great.
next weeks we are some good news on
Okay.
Dandelion.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for myself. For my side. If you want to share something about your work, that would be awesome. Or maybe we can do it.
I'm not sure if anyone wants to share any examples, if anyone has been building with this. From my side, I just want to say I've been meaning to code in Mesh for a long time. I've actually helped Maestro build their data provider into Mesh. And I always hesitate to know, like, am I going to need to learn Next.js? I'm going to need to learn React. I think we always need a bit of everything. Would you agree, or what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely agree. And this stage of the ecosystem in this stage is offering the way to understand better than before, how
Mhm.
to do things, going into the building of services in a most actionable way. Um, I think many people, many projects in the ecosystem are doing background heavy stuff in the background to offer tools that give this process of building things a really good, a better, I don't know, more consistency building things.
Mhm.
So we are for example, if we if we dedicate some time to understand how tools like Match or Maestro or many other people are doing in this moment, or TX5 or some many other stuff in this in, from many other people in the ecosystem. We can we can we can we can we can see really good options, really good probabilities, really good possibilities building things.
Yeah. It's a lot better already than it was like a year or two ago.
Absolutely.
There's so many tools that it's really just a matter of deciding which one you want to use and having real projects and ideally someone that wants to pay for you to develop a project. So all the investment of your time is also valued for yourself.
Sure,
Anyway,
sure,
thank you.
sure. No, thanks for you. Thanks for coming. And that's the reason why we are here. Okay, in the chat, I shared the hey Agustin, how are you? Agustin, but yes, yes. Agustin from MVP. More peace, really good people. Thanks for coming, Nicola. In the chat, I shared the this is a kind of workshop, a simple workshop that Hinson from Sidan Lab did in the last year about these APIs. I think that was in December, but is I based all my the stuff I present today. I based all this conversation in that video. So Hinson is better because he's the creator of all of these match things. So he can give this video can give you better information, not only from the this basic transaction, the simple transaction, also from the more complex, the rest of the transactions that you can see in the when you launch the project. And I recommend it. Well recommended this video. Okay. I will see it later. No worries, Nicola. Okay, thanks, friends and colleagues and partners. Thanks for coming. And next week, James will be here, and I'm sure he can give us a deeper dive into these APIs, because I think this was a topic that some of you have in mind in the past session.
2023.
Yeah. So James in the next way in the next session will be can give us more insights about this. Okay, for the moment, thanks for all. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Sebastian.
Thanks to you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Bye.